I'm gonna share with you the greatest trade ever made, how an unknown investor bet against the entire world and won close to $20 billion. In 2006, the world believed that real estate market could never fail. Home prices were skyrocketing. Everyone, the banks, homeowners, investors, they all believe that real estate is gonna continue going up. But one man disagreed completely. His name is John Paulson. He was not a Wall Street icon, he was not an industry mortgage expert, but he was a contrarian investor and thinker and studied deep what really was going on and bet against everyone. And he was able to win close to $20 billion. So let me give you some context. You see, from 2000 to 2006, the real estate prices on homes were going not a typical 3 to 5% a year, they were going 10% a year. And the banks, they were giving loans to just about everyone. It's called a subprime lending. They were giving loans to people with low credit score in the US, with low incomes, just to give this loan out. Why did they do that? Because instead of collecting the mortgage payments and cashing out over a period of 30 years, they took those loans and they resold it to Wall Street. They did it through what is called a CDO. They packaged together a variety of loans, subprime mortgage loans and corporate loans and other types of loans, and gave it to the investor, created the perfect illusion. They were selling those high-risk investments and packaged it as a very low-risk diversified investments to the people. Now, John Paulson saw that this is all a house of cards. This is all a bluff. He hired an expert on real estate. He studied deep what is really going on, why these CDOs were ranked as AAA, like very, very good types of investments, while they were super high risk. So here's what he discovered. He discovered credit default swaps. So basically, this is a sort of like an insurance. Like, think about insuring a house against fire. But in this case, you don't really need to own the house in order to bet that it would burn. The same thing with credit default swaps. He would bet that those mortgage loans would default and the bank will not receive actually the money back from these loans, and he would be buying them very cheap because the entire world, they saw that real estate is a safe type of investment. It would never collapse on a big scale, and they were wrong because he asked himself the question, what if everyone is wrong? The result of it, he was able to make for himself $4 billion. Is the highest in the history of a personal hedge fund payout in the world. And he made his investors that invested with him extremely rich as well. He bet his entire career, his entire reputation. He was wrong, he would risk it all. But he was right and he won. Here are some lessons that we can apply and start to see maybe there is some mispriced bets. Maybe everyone else is wrong. Maybe you can see something that other people don't see, because a real contrarian investment, well, you are being early. You're being early to the trend shift. And you're being basically alone, because you are there and you're early and you're typically wrong at first, right? You're wrong at first, but then you're right. Okay? So the ability to have the humility to see things differently, the courage to bet big, this is what makes him so much money. When everyone is euphoric, Be cautious. Look in the markets when there's a ton of euphoria out there. You want to be the contrarian, like this is about to crash right now, this bubble. And when they panic, the opposite, like when there is a gloom and doom everywhere and people are panicking everywhere, be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be greedy. So that's the lessons that we can all learn from it. And ask yourself, look around, maybe there is a mispriced bet right now going on. What if everyone is wrong about a certain trend, about a certain hype? Look for those contrarian moves, and maybe you, well, if not making $20 billion, maybe you make an extra couple $1 million or 50 or $100 million. Whatever the case may be, I wish you all the best. My name is Vitaly Dubinin, founder of Financial Freedom Academy. Join the movement, learn how to build real wealth, keep it growing and multiplied, and I will see you in the next videos.